hypnotic flow. Am I really awake or just crazy? Mind's a maze, can't find the key. Reality slips under me. Am I really awake or just crazy?
This is what he's supposed to be, but this is how he is. And it doesn't feel right, but I have to be right with it. And that's what Christianity does to me. It creates this cognitive dissonance. It's like, it's so, it's all about love, 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 love. But then at the same time, there's so much like brutality and cruelty and the way that the doctrine is being presented now, just control. I mean, the Christianity that's taught is it's preached. It's a preached it's a preached good news of reward or punishment. It's like see, it puts that fear in your mind that if you don't believe exactly like this, that you're going to suffer and burn, you're going to hell forever. It's just, I find it's so sadistic. It's so obviously sadistic. It's so forced. You cannot force, the law, and the law is to love. You can't force somebody love. You can't force somebody's fidelity and loyalty and love and have it be genuine, and it's not genuine because so there's always that cognitive dissonance. You are supposed to be the example that you set for us. And when that example is contrary to what we are expected to hold, that's what creates that cognitive dissonance. But it's supposed to, because that's supposed to trigger minds that are people that have reached the experience level where their perception of things are wider and more clear, or if not, then at least the perception of what's not acceptable. And that's what it is. It's what you feel. It's like, with that cognitive dissonance, when you look at it and go, wait a minute, okay, so let's look at each of these things. That feels right, that feels right, this feels right, and that they all kind of correlate with what the church is saying, or what the doctrine is. We're talking about that. It's not all religious. I was just thinking about the American dream. Okay, so it's kind of like a doctrine. It's like the American thing. It's like our motto. Everybody wants the American dream, but the American dream, it like changes, and it's formed for us. Somebody has told us this is the dream. So in reality, you don't get that dream. Nobody has that dream. It's I mean, if that was the case, then we'd be a super peaceful society. It's like, because once you got your dream, you've lived the American dream, you have succeeded. Then, according to it being a Christian nation, or based on Judeo-Christian values, you should, once you have your American dream, you're supposed to help others achieve theirs. That would be the Christian thing to do. And that's not the reality. The American dream is a carrot. It's hope. It's a lie. It's but at the same time, it gives you something to strive for, but it just doesn't. It has you strive for the wrong things. That's the whole point. And then once you achieve it, it doesn't have you strive back to society. Once you have achieved your dream, then you turn and help your neighbor achieve their dream. That's the American dream. That's what I think of as the American dream. Now, like, I made it, fuck you, good luck getting out of that. That's what it feels like. pick up my own bootstraps. That's like kind of that's kind of like what we've been presented with. And I'm not even saying I'm sorry. No, that is not what this country promises to be. At least I don't see it like that, because it promises freedom. Freedom. That this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Okay? What makes you brave? What makes you brave is when you stand up and say, something's not right. And even if nobody believes you, nobody agrees with you, doesn't matter. That's brave. And you stand up and go, "No, I'm not that. I'm not going to accept this." And so the way that see what makes it righteous is to do it the right way. Because see, everybody's been told things, told things, for their whole lives, that this is the way things are. This is the way things are. And see, I know from when I first started on this, I swear I thought I was reincarnation of Jesus Christ. And why wouldn't I feel that? Because that's the same Christ spirit that Jesus became aware of. And I say that he became aware of it because his baptism, baptism people, they don't get baptism. I baptized myself in when I was in jail, and I wrote what I was doing. It was completely symbolic, 100% symbolic. Has no metaphysical energy to it, except for what it had in my mind. And what I said was, I actually have got the exact quote. Let me see. And what was weird about this is I was thinking about this because I had been talking to the Mormon guys, and I was like, man, I wish I could find that where in my journals. And I am not kidding. I swear to you, it is the craziest thing. I was going looking through my journals, and my mom had taken them apart so that she could Photoshop scan them for me. And this one page, it was like the last page of a journal, had fallen down. And wouldn't you know it, and I kid you not, it was the one on my when I baptized myself. And hold on, I'm gonna try. Let me see if I can find. I see this one I had page numbers. That's weird. None of the other ones I have page numbers on. This one I do. I got to see the rest of the context of that one. 25, 37, 58, 39. Okay. Oops. 47, 38, 39. 40. Okay, so here, let's see. Page 38. Let's see. What was I saying there? What date was this? Holy crap. Oh, this book. I didn't realize what book this is. This came out of my book of my theories. What the hell? Oh, that's weird. Okay, so anyways, let's see what said right before that. Okay. So right before that, I said, to fully understand the pains and suffering of others, one must understand his or her own pain and suffering first. By understanding our pain is to release the pain from it, from its hold on the subconscious, thus freeing and balancing the emotional body. See, and I've expanded upon that because there's more to that. I mean, that's right, but it's like now I know so much more. It's like the lens is much clearer. And it said to allow oneself to fall into a permanent state of victimhood is to condemn oneself to a life of slavery and servitude where others control their destiny. Oh, ain't that crazy? I got to send that. I got to send that to Carlos. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I'm going to send that to him. Huh. Oh, funny. I needed it. Then I said, okay, let's see where we go. Blaming others for one's misfortunes and hardships will create and promote antisocial behavior as well as mistrust and hatred towards others. To become a servant to humanity is the noblest of all things that a person can do with their life. To help ease the pain, fill the loneliness, share a tear, embrace with affection and security, incite laughter, share a burden, feed the hunger, reassure the fright, bring hope, to strengthen the faith of, lift the chin, stroke the brow, evoke a smile, and touch the hearts of others is the most glorious honor that a person can bestow upon themselves. Not to compare to the rewards that are gained from spreading such joy and love to others, as well as to oneself. The rewards are gained from a life, gained from this life, cannot be taken from you by anyone or anything in the universe. Wow. What's it? Where's the rest of this? 37, 38. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's 37. What the heck? Oh, like 238s. 37, 38. 38 to 9. It's, what the hell did I do? 40. Okay, so right there. Oh, there we go, I think. That's 34. What the hell? 37, 38. I've got 2 page 38s. Oh, that's weird. See, I can't tell. Oh, so this. No, that's not from this journal. That's why. Oh, I must have numbered another one. What the heck? That's why I didn't fit in that journal. Shoot, where'd that come from? It's not even a part of any of these. Where the hell did that come from? How could that one page fall out of there? What the hell? The one page I needed. It's not even from any of these journals. It's from a different journal. What the hell? That's trippy. Oh, somebody else has a sign. Oh my God, that's so weird. Yeah, I could see it was just from my journal from what I was doing during the day. Man, it's 6 a.m. It says, I broke my fast this morning. I'm very proud of myself. I did a 7-day fast in jail for having the control and perseverance to stay on my fast. It taught me so many things. I have proven to myself that I am very powerful indeed, and that I can control my physical body and allow myself to become and not become violent, even under very stressful surroundings. See, I deceived myself. But I should always be on guard. That's what I said. I did. That's what I felt. I think I'm done. This is going to take to be very important in the times to come. Ronnie came to me this morning and gave me back my Bible. He is obviously very intrigued by what I've said. I will continue talking to him for as long as he wants to. I think I can help him arm himself for the future. This is my last entry in this journal, and I'm now at a point where I'm going to move beyond the physical and headstrong into the spiritual. I'm going to baptize myself this morning with water this morning to cleanse the old self and open my new self to what is to come. My head is a little fuzzy after my body has been fed for the first time. It is time for me to begin, it is time for the next phase to begin. Now, isn't that what? Look at that. That was the day I made my commitment to my path, right there. That was a moment with my baptism, and the reason it was purely symbolic. But I figured when I come out of that shower and I've cleaned all the grime and grease and hate and, just fear and shame and all that stuff, I was going to wash it off the surface of myself and not hide it, but just it was not going to be my outward self. So that I was going to have to put on a mask, a persona. And since you already wear a mask anyways, this mask was to be worn on purpose, with intent, not to deceive. The purpose of the mask is to stay with the discipline. Because if you are going to portray yourself as somebody is a certain way, you better be that somebody a certain way. You are creating it, back it up. Because the goal is to become the mask, so that you can take the mask off and there's no different. It's the same. Making the inside go to the outside, but never hide the inside. Never hide it. Acknowledge it, because that's what keeps you humble. When you deny the inward man as you're donning the costume, the outfit of the outer man during your training, it's like putting a uniform on while you're in school. That's what it's like. It's not deception. It's because I've started this discipline. This is the uniform I'm going to wear. And the uniform isn't physical. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have your hair a certain way. You don't have to wear a certain clothes. You know, that's not the clothing that you're putting on. It's the idea in your mind that you're putting on, because all those the clothing that's on the outside, that is for other people, so you can show them how holy you are. That's the ego wants that. That fills the ego, well, temporarily, because see what happens with that. The ego gets it's always unfulfilled, because nothing can fill that hole but love. So it desires. So once it gets what it wants, it's satisfied until the pleasure factor goes away. The oxytocin goes away. The rush stops. Once the rush stops, once the chemical stops, then the hole is exposed again. The emptiness that you feel is there again. And so what do? You need more. More. And if you, so it doesn't matter what position it is. First of all, when it comes to spirituality, let no man tell you the answer. Because because men are corrupt. We are all corrupted. That's the point. We have to understand our corruptible nature. That's the whole point. So when you get to the point where you start looking at your corruptible nature, and you know it because you still see those corrupt thoughts in your mind. They're still there. They're even ever so slight. You could see where temptation, because I could see my mind talking me into it. My ego still needing to be fulfilled. It's filled so much more. It's like so much more satisfied than it has ever been. It still has a pull on me because it needs to be understood. I was thinking about this yesterday too. I think there's a part of our memory that we can never understand, and that we can never experience, because that memory is so it's the void. It's feeling the void of separation. And as a baby, you don't have your brain is not formed enough. It's like it doesn't have enough circuitry in it yet. And the circuitry, it's biological circuitry. And so as the baby, the body grows and is fed, um, then the brain, the circuitry starts being built, and your DNA has all this code, and so it's able to handle more and more information. But it could it doesn't remember that it doesn't remember that because that's been stored away. And I think that one event that you can never get over. I can't. It's like to experience the void. See, it's like even if for that instantaneous until you like start focusing into the world where you're at, because you just went from communion on a spiritual level now to separation in the physical. It's the void. It's the sense of absolute aloneness. And I don't think we ever get rid of that. And I think there's a reason for that. It's always that reminder that we're connected, that you're never alone. You can't be outside of everything. And so at the very root of it, your very core piece of baggage that you can never resolve because you can never feel it. You would never survive feeling that because of the immensity that feeling of being in the void. I think about that. It's like there is nothing. Oh, I don't know. It's like, but I don't think we're allowed. So when I think about it though, with the symbol yin yang, I've always thought it's like, oh, that's that with the one side inside the other. But no, what that is it's where they're connected. And that connection between, remember, see, thoughts are thoughts, feelings are feelings. But in this one, the thought and the feeling are connected, and they can't. We don't have the ability to take them, to take them apart. And we don't want that. That's the connection. That's what builds. That's what holds together the ego, because we need to keep it, because that's what we came to get. Without that connection, the ego would dissipate. It would completely be dissolved because it would be completely resolved. But we don't need to have it completely resolved. We need to have it complete. But that one experience, feeling, is what keeps our heart and mind connected. It's what keeps us balanced. It's not even fear. It's beyond that. I don't think it's describable. And yet we can imagine it, kind of. You really think about it, but to experience that right now, that feeling with the absolute degree of terror, horror, oh my God, I just can't imagine. I don't know, it just got me tripping on that. That's but that makes sense that one thing keeps the ego alive, but it doesn't have any control. Because of the thing that it holds on, that holds it into place now, that holds all of what it is, all of its experience, everything, the whole memory of it. It is the thing that keeps that library alive. And now that library is what we take into the universe as aware, connected, conscious, loving, reasonable, unique emissaries of the divine, emissaries of the divine will. I just I hate calling it God because it's like that denotes a being. This is not a being. This is being. It is. It is. It's it. We used to always say it. It doesn't matter. It. It's the big it. It what? It everything. I've always been saying that about it. What it is. It is God. It is creation. It is all that is. See, it's like with this, the way the Mormons' perspective, it's like what they see of God. That's just so weird. They see more of a king and not God. And even if it's a man God like that and he has these superpowers, he's like it's like people are in a jar inside of a jar that's inside of a jar. Or that's in the ocean. So there's an ocean, then there's their God jar, and then there's a people jar. And they're all in the jar. They don't realize they're in the ocean. That they are the ocean. That's what they are. That's what makes them themselves. See, I realize this. The feminine aspect of us is the physical aspect. It is the part of us that is of the mother, earth. The masculine part of us is the sun. It's the light and the heat that fertilizes life, fertilizes the mother to spring forth life. Our sun is all that is reflection condensed